I think we are good. So, let's go ahead and get started. Hello, everyone. This is Chris Ingerson, and it is September 5th, and this is the September 5th TextQuest Devstream. So, today we are going to be working in the planes level. Specifically, we're going to be doing a lot of art today. I have been searching the internet to try and find a good design for our shed. And you know what? Actually, before we even do that, let's take a look at the old shed. So I bet it's pretty much one of the only things called shed. Except it's looking for mesh edge, which has the word shed technically in it. That's pretty funny. Probably that. No, it's probably actually okay. It's this one. So this is the current shed that we had. This old timey terribleness. Um, it was originally thrown together kind of, uh, and I'm not super happy with it. So we're basically scrapping this design, this sort of like uh, long design with a hole in the roof. Instead, we are going for a more mountainy shed type feel. So, and instead, making sure that my video was not muted. So I'm going for more of this sort of actual shed formation, kind of like a old barn um, that you would find in the mountains, kind of this dilapidated wooden shed. Um, so it's going to be a little bit more open, and let's go back to Unity. My plan is to essentially have a central support pillar here that will go up to the top of the ceiling, then it'll branch out across the way, then we'll have an angled ceiling or roof similar to our house over here or our cabin. And the idea is that I wanted to have some more consistency between the two designs because I wanted them to be, built by the same people. So I wanted them to look somewhat visually identical. And to that end, we're going to be using the same log texture on the shed as we are on the cabin. So let me scroll all the way over there. So we're going to use this log substance. But yeah, that's currently where we are. So we're going to be starting off with art today, and we'll see how far we get with that. We should be able to get through the entire modeling process, although that might take us a fair amount of the stream actually. So we'll see where that ends up. But we have our design, and we know what we want to do with it. Oh yes, and the big thing that I want to do with this is the doors. Part of it is we need a shed that can have a locked door. So the door is actually going to be like a sliding gate, similar to what you would see on some barns. You can sort of see that here, although this is just an open area. Let me see if I can find a good example. I cannot really. Well, in any case, there are some barns that have basically wooden doors that hang down and you slide them left or right to open them. So I wanted to do something like that. So we're probably going to be having sort of a wall here. Sorry, in this area. And then we'll have a door that when you open it, it'll slide off to the left, and then you can close it again. Although we will have to be... Well, alright, we'll keep an eye on that, but that makes me nervous. Aha! I knew it! Alright, hold on. I gotta start my avatar guy again. For some reason, occasionally my headset will just kind of freeze. I don't really know why, but when that happens, my avatar guy stops responding. So that should be a little bit better. There we go. Sorry, minor issue. Although I will make sure that I can actually. Okay, sorry, minor hiccup. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and get started doing all that stuff. Continue doing that because that's what I've been doing. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and we're going to do some subdividing here. Insert edge loop, and we're going to slide this over by 3. And insert edge loop. We're going to slide you over. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay. That does not seem correct. Actually, no, that does look right. So I've been going with 0.6 block size for this. It's a little bit of an awkward size, but that's the size of the logs on our substance over here. It's about 0.6, so I wanted to have a matching size. So, all right. So that's our front and, well, that's our sides basically modeled. Our ground is probably, oh, you know what? Actually, we're going to need dirt there. That'll be interesting. Our ground is going to be basically the actual ground, so the grass that you see here. Although I'll probably actually paint a dirt texture there, so we can get a little bit more of a. You know, I don't know if it's going to be dirt or if it's going to be like a like actual dark dirt. Either way, we'll find out. But we'll probably paint that in there just to have it be more like a earthy dirt ground, not unlike you would see in mountain sheds or barns in rural areas. So let's see. This is our intro. Okay, let me think. Thinking about how I want to do this best. I think I know how to do this. All right. So start off. We're gonna go ahead and subdivide these things. So we're gonna say insert edge loop. Put it 1, 2, 3 out of the front. Insert edge loop. Same thing. So 3 away. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Next, I'm gonna delete some faces. So let's. Where are you? Delete faces. All right. Now we're gonna bridge some edges. Bridge edges. Bridge edges. Bridge edges. And finally, oops, I missed. There we go. Finally, bridge edges. All right. And so part of the workflow we're going to be doing today is, you know what, I bet I could. You know what, fine, we'll just insert edge loop. 1, 2, 3. Insert edge loop. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. All right. So the actual workflow that we're going to use for our modeling process is we will do a lot of rough modeling for size comparison in Unity using ProBuilder, and then we'll export that model to Maya. Then we'll clean it all up in Maya and re-export it as an FBX. And the reason that we do that is because ProBuilder, for some reason, has a lot of trouble with UVs, and in my game, that is a big problem. It actually seems to handle UV0 channels very well, but UV2 channels are usually borked somehow. So what I'm planning on doing is basically, oh crud, that didn't go the way I was hoping it would. We'll have to do something about that. So my plan is basically to do the rough, quick modeling in ProBuilder, and then we'll clean everything up in Maya. And that also lets us do animations in Maya. Let's see. I think that's actually where we want it to go, right? It's hard to say. Okay there? I think that's correct, but it's really hard to tell. Hold on, let me try something. Yeah, okay, that looks like it's correct. So, oh, come on. What are you doing? There, jeez. Yep, okay, so they're even. We'll leave that be then, although we can probably delete that. When modeling, it's best to not delete faces until you're actually cleaning up the model. Let's see here. So the next thing we're going to do is delete these two guys. Actually, no, before we do that, let's click off of this. Let's go to our edge loops. And I'm just going to stick an edge loop in the center here. And that's so that it'll line up with these guys a little bit better. So let's go ahead and say insert edge loop, put that right down the center, and now we can start deleting faces, because we know that they'll bridge correctly this time. Get rid of these 8 faces, and we'll bridge everything. So delete faces. Okay, there we go. Grab that, grab you. Let's go ahead and bridge. Bridge. We're also going to bridge up top, which might be a little bit of extra effort to texture all this, considering that no one's ever really going to get up there, but it's not a huge amount of effort. So let's see. What the heck? Oh, you won't let me do it, will you? Okay. That's fine. Whatever. Let's go ahead and bridge edges. Alright, that's all good. Now we gotta go ahead and do the same thing. Except, you know what? We don't. We need to do it on the bottom here, too. Well, we'll do that in a second. So, bridge edges. There we go. Bridge. Bridge. Kind of just going in a loop here. Bridge and bridge and bridge. Oh, dang it. There we go. Bridge edges. Alright. So that one's all done. Let's go ahead and get this side done. Bridge. I don't know why, but I have a huge tendency to just say bridge whenever I'm doing this stuff. Ah! Alright. Oh, and actually, you know what? Before I forget. Well, I mean, I already forgot. But now I remembered. Okay, so that's pretty much the base. So the next thing to do would be to actually handle the doors. Well, actually, no. Let's do the roof. And I think the roof is going to have a hole in it, just because I would like to have light spill in, even if you close the door. So I think we're probably going to end up having a hole like right here-ish to let the light kind of fall through. And I can't really do it on this side because our light in this scene in particular is coming from the southwestish region, so that direction, which doesn't really make sense now that I think. Well, that's not too bad. Yeah, so this way is north, the way I'm currently facing. This way would be west. This way would be east. This way would be south. So southwestish. This was back before I standardized my z-axis as north, which I now do consciously, but I did not do that in the past. Because, again, Plains level was one of the first levels that I ever did. Alright, so for the next thing, how are we going to handle this? This is going to be interesting. Alright, let's go ahead and let's grab some of this. I guess we'll delete the faces off the entire top. Ugh, is that really what I want to do? Ah, geez, no, probably not. God, there's not a really good way to do this, though. Okay. Yeah, this isn't going to be fun to do. Because Pro Builder does have problems when you're trying to, like, mesh things in a weird way, and that's kind of what I'm going to have to do. So we're going to be doing a lot of edge work here. Alright, let's grab you guys. Come on. I know you can do it. There we go. Don't have any splits, so we're just going to... Wow, that did not do what I wanted. That still did not do what I wanted. Okay. Hello, Gelmiga. Welcome back. How are you doing today? We are currently trying to do art for a shed, and it has been surprisingly difficult. I think that's because it's not letting me create engons, basically. Ew, gross. Dang it. Well, we might end up exporting this sooner than I was hoping. Because I mean, the main thing is I just wanted to make sure that I got it to look semi-correct prospectively, and I'm pretty sure that I can guess that in Maya at this point. The main thing is the area that you'll be walking around in. So if we hit play here and we actually look at the interior of this, it should look, semi what you would expect to find in a mountain shed. So it's not super tall, but it's not super short. It fills the area pretty nicely. We have enough space to have a door that actually, well, a wall here and a door that goes across. Um, I think this is a decent enough spot for us to export it to Maya. We'll work faster in Maya anyway. And I guess we can. We'll just do that in Maya. All right, yeah, let's go ahead and export this to Maya. Go ahead and save. We're gonna call this cabin shed, plane shed. We'll just call it shed for now. Okay. We'll call this player spawn, or just spawn, I suppose. Save this. Let's go ahead and export this. So file. Oh, sorry, not file. Tools. Pro Builder. Export and export OBJ. Okay, so we're gonna go to text quest, art, models, overworld, planes, and I guess I could put it in scenes. Why not? We'll put it here. Although I guess I'll navigate over there real quick just to make sure that everything looks right. Art, models, overworld, planes, scenes. Yeah, it's good. Let's go ahead and, well, actually, you know what? No. We'll go ahead and say new Pro Builder. We'll just export it there. All right, now we can open up Maya. Great to finish the nightmare that was my custom DQ yesterday. Oh yeah? Ah, crud. Yeah, I gotta remember my password for this. Okay, there we go. It's been a while since I've opened up Maya, as is evident by the fact I'm still using 2016. I really should update to 2018 by this point. I just haven't had a need to. So now that your DQ is finished, what's the next step for you to do for your engine? All right, so we're going to go ahead and just got to remember where this is. Set project. Overworld planes. Set. Let's go ahead and say file. Let's import, and we're going to open up. Go down to here, Pro Builder, shed.obj, import. Oh, right, I forgot that when it's exported, it doesn't get centered. It's so incredibly annoying. Okay. Alright, let's try this. So we want it to be centered here on the edge. Alright, so this is 20. Nope. Okay. 15. Actually, it's probably closer to 18. Yep. And negative 58, I'm guessing. Nope, negative 59. There we go. That is a really awkward size, but that's where it is. So, alright. Almost finished my intrusive list. Just gotta go over the code once again. Well, you're making progress. How much do you have left before you're wanting to actually use your engine? Okay, so I'm just kind of getting a look at this. See what I want to do. Doing associative containers, then set and map, then string. Okay. Wait, you don't have strings working yet? Or you're wanting to do something custom with strings. In any case. Well, a long time. Yeah, in my opinion, it's best just to say how much left when it's done. All right. So for this, I guess we could actually just kind of get rid of this. So let's go ahead and we're gonna go to face. Let's delete these two, and we might as well just go ahead. Oh right. Oh right. Ah, I forgot about that. Hold on. Before we do anything else, let's see where vertex. I just got to remember where to do this. There we are. Wait, hold on. Is it merge vertices? Yes. Pretty sure it's that. Okay. So now that should not be a problem. So for some reason, whenever you import a Pro Builder thing into Maya, it's basically broken. Okay. Clearly, I don't remember how to do this. Like every sort of face is its own shell for some reason, so you have to optimize all of your vertices to make it all one object. Never understood why that was the case. And actually, before I forget, let me go ahead and open up Windows, Outliner, just so I can actually see everything I'm doing. We'll drag this over here so you guys can see it. I'm going to make all my containers custom, which means custom strings. Ah, okay. Fine, we'll just do this. Except I was like 90% sure that... Seriously? It's not one of those things. Okay, why... I could have sworn that extrude was just shift, but apparently not. So, what do I know? It's been too long, apparently. Alright, fine. Let's see. I guess we're going to go something like 4.1, I'm guessing. 4.1 is probably correct. And then we'll go ahead and extrude one more time. Extrude, and we will extrude by 0.6. Are you kidding me? That was the offset. That was my fault. Okay. That was my fault. There. 0.6. Alright, so now everything should be lined up. Now we should be able to optimize this. And we should be able to delete faces that we don't need. So let's go to face mode. Oh no, that one I actually didn't need. Let's delete that. Should be good. Should be good. Should be good. Should be good. Make sure that I don't have an extra face in here, which I do. Haha. I knew it. Delete that. Nope, that was not correct. I lied. I did not. Alright, we'll go ahead and delete the bottom while we're here. Delete all these because we do not need them. So I don't need the bottom ones here. Ah, dang it. Made this way harder on myself trying to do it from a distance. There we go. Standard string is a bit annoying, especially when serializing, since different compilers can have different implementations. Modeling last year was the last year. An interwar object with physically based materials. I mean, I obviously have to model, just because, you know, the art component of the game, but it's been a while since I've used Maya, and apparently I've forgotten some of the shortcuts. So, what are you going to do? Let's go to vertex. We're going to optimize these vertices again. Merge vertices, merge vertices. Just to make sure that we are all one big happy mesh. Alright, so let's go ahead and rename this to Plains Shed. that'll be good. And two, how do I want to do this? Because I'm going to have to do the UV mapping in Maya. Okay, so I'm going to go to planes, images, source images. Okay, I'm going to try to pull in the texture for the log there. Let's go to art, texture, environment, overworld, planes. Here we are, log. Where's the cabin? Really? I don't believe you. What are you called over here? Well, apparently you're called Polybrush because it wanted to get in on that action. Log wall. So I don't know why you don't exist. Did I not put you in here? It should be somewhere there, but it is not. Oh, it's probably under cabin. That's probably why. Let's see, we're probably looking at log wall. Here we are. Go ahead and drag this in. All right. Oh, we're not back here. We want to go to Maya. So I guess for fun, let's go ahead and go to hypermaterial. We'll call this shed walls. Hit OK. Its color is actually going to be based off of a PNG file, which we will specify. Source images, and we want log wall base. Hit OK. All right, so now we can. Wow, that is like super tiled. Huh. All right. I guess before we do that, is our log wall tiled at all? No. Good. It should never be tiled, really. Yeah, that all looks fine. All right, so let's go ahead and go back to Maya. And now we have to do the insides, which I hate, but we need to. So let's go ahead and go to edge mode, grab all of these, grab these guys, and we are just going to, seriously, fine. I could have sworn that it was just, oh, crud. Hold up. I can't remember how to do this. Dang it. Oh, right. I don't even think I can do that because it'll just, yeah, it'll do that stupid thing. Hey, can't do that. Oh, it just gets worse. Come on. Fine. Give me a second. We're going to have to extrude these faces one at a time. Or, well, not the faces one at a time, but the actual... Jeez, come on. Extrude edge. Are you still not going to play ball? Oh my goodness. Why can't I have nice things? There. Jeez. That is just unnecessary. Okay. Let's go to object. That won't work. God, it really has been a long time. I've forgotten a lot of my shortcuts and where everything is. I need to model back in Maya again. Jeez. It has been way too long. Oh yeah, we're definitely going to optimize. I mean, it tends to get hideous until we actually go through and clean everything up. But that's kind of just necessary when you're working in block shapes like this super quickly. Just check something. My current project is about 450 kilobytes in total, which my DQ implementation takes about 100. Jeez. Ugh. Let's pretty extensive dequeuing going on there. But yes, we are definitely going to optimize this in the end. Let's see. There we go. Let's see. So these should be 5. Let's go to like 7. 6. Yeah, 6 is probably good. Alright, so let's go ahead and click Extrude Edge. And we're just going to go ahead and hit W. And move it up. Make it flat 6. Alright, so now these two sides basically need to be fused in the middle. And oops, that's not going to work. Clearly it's been too long. Alright, fine. Let's just go to vertex. Let's grab all of these vertices. And we're just going to merge them into the center. I didn't think that through, apparently. Dang it! Okay. God. I feel a fool. Alright, let's do it. Just go ahead and do this. So we're looking at 2.5 in the Z. There we go. Then negative 2.5. Let's go ahead and do that. Let's go to our vertex mode. I'm going to grab all these. We're just going to merge them together. So now they're the same object, and we can confirm that by selecting an edge. Well, selecting both edges, and it should say we only have one edge selected, which it does. Yeah, well, I guess I probably shouldn't expect too much of people tuning in to see me model. Apparently, I've gotten really bad at it over the past, like, 2 years. I've forgotten how to do most of it in Maya. Let's see. I just haven't had to do it in a while. What do I need to do here? I can always close shape. It's probably going to be fine. So, let's see. Fill hole. Really? You don't work, huh? Just don't want me to be happy? That's fine. No, I get it. Let's go ahead and do that. Are you serious? Jeez, I can never be happy, apparently. I can't even bridge these guys. Of course. Well, how wonderful. I gotta think about how to do this. Are you serious, though? You just don't want me to... Jesus. It would have been nice, but nope. Okay. Yeah, that's true. Although I do feel really terrible now that I'm relearning it live. I should have probably done a test run to actually get back into it, but I did not do so. And this is what happens when you do not do so. Maya is just gonna not work for you because it doesn't want to. It's had a long day, okay? Oh, you know what? Screw it. Oh my goodness. Yeah. Freaking equal number of border edges. Bull crap. That is not what you want. Let's see. So we have 2 edges there. Are you saying that I have more than 2 edges there? No? Only 1 and 1. It just wants to be difficult. Fine. We're going to do this. Jeez. Can't believe it's going to force me to do this. Well, of course, that didn't work. Apparently neither did detach components. Let's see. There should be a split here. Add divisions to edge. Blah, 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 blah. You know what? I guess we can just do that. I wanted to avoid it, but apparently it doesn't want to play ball. So we're going to add divisions to edge. We should just have the 2. Yep. Okay. Oh my goodness. Okay. I think I know what the problem is. It doesn't want to bridge them because... Hold on. It basically doesn't want to bridge them because I have this shape here, these two objects. So if I delete these, I bet it would do it. Yep, apparently I was wrong. I was just wrong all around. I'm going to bite someone's head off because of how annoyed I am right now. It's also mostly just kind of embarrassing, I'm not going to lie. Modeling is like drawing. You need to practice to become good, and if you can do it long enough, it'll be bad. See, but it should... The modeling process should be like riding a bicycle. You really shouldn't forget, but apparently I did. So I'm quite frustrated, because I also don't remember having this much trouble trying to do something like this. So I'm not entirely sure why it doesn't want to play ball. But you know what? Let me think. Because I'm pretty sure I think I know how I can force it to do this. So we're just going to go ahead and do that. Oh, well, that's interesting. Why on earth? How? What the heck? Okay. Give me a second here. Vertex. Grab these two guys. There we go. Wonder if that was throwing things off. Edge. Grab that. No, of course not. But why would I expect differently? Okay. I'm going to go ahead and actually go to vertex here. Are these sharing a vertex? They are. Still giving us trouble. Fine. Back to the original plan. Delete. So we're going to do this the old-fashioned way where I box model it and then I cram them in together. I hate doing that, but apparently that's what I have to do. Otherwise, it's just not going to be happy. So we're going to go to edge. And we're basically going to extrude the entirety of this inner circle. And then we're going to fuse them together in the center, which will force them to function. So we're going to go ahead and say extrude edge. Then we're going to go up to 6y. So now we have these walls, which is what I was trying to do, but it just did not want to give. Then we're going to go over to, I guess we'll keep edge. Let's see, how do we want to do this? I suppose I can go with you guys first. We're just going to move you into, what? Yep, negative 2.2. All right, I'm going to grab these guys. We'll move it into negative 2.8, correct? Yep. Then we'll fuse them together, and then we'll fuse them together again. Yay, brute force. Okay, so merge vertices. Oh, you know what, I guess I could just do that, couldn't I? Merge vertices. We're good. All right, let's try this again. Edge. Pretty much grab everything except for these sides. Oh, that's an interesting loop. Okay, let's try that again. Come on. There we go. So we want these to be just straight up negative 2.5. And then once again, we'll fuse everything. So merge vertices. All right, and that's doing what I wanted. Which is mainly to have a semi-shallow roof over everything. All right, let's go back up here. And now we need to do the exterior, which will be hopefully a little bit easier. Delete these guys. We don't need them. Delete. All right. So I guess we're going to just do the same thing. No, not vertex edge. Grab this. Go ahead and we'll extrude edge. And we'll just go up to, I'm guessing 7. It's probably good. All right. Yeah, I'm also thinking I probably circle a square circle, which is a paradox. Well, I mean, technically, if you took calculus, a curve is just an infinite number of of rectangular shapes. Because we can never truly calculate the actual volume of a curve, but we can guess by using an infinite number of subdivides. Oh, calculus. I hated you so much. Okay, so we're going to grab these sides here, which need to go probably, so negative 0.6, negative 0.6, which makes things a little bit more challenging for you. I'm not entirely sure what you're going to be. Negative 4.4, negative 4.4. All right, let's go ahead and optimize. Merge vertices, merge vertices. Okay, shrink it in again. And this one was negative 2.2. And negative 2.8, I believe. Yep. Okay, we're going to optimize one more time. Merge vertices. And then finally we close it up. Let's grab this. Grab you guys. And negative 2.5. Alright, so one last merge. Merge vertices. Cool. So now we have the shape of our shed, and we don't really need to do a whole bunch else besides UV it. Oh, I probably should save. That's a good point. Planes, scenes. So I'm going to call this planes shed. Alright. So we're going to need a couple of things. I'm not sure if I should export this or, well, no, it should be fine. All right, so let's go ahead and do some quick UV layouts. So we're going to go to, first off, we're going to do an automatic UV projection, which will do that. And then we're going to open up the UV editor, which will actually be kind of interesting. This is also going to be very difficult to do. I'm going to move you over here. So I'm also going to move, I'm going to move the outliner over to the left. You guys don't need to see that. And I'm going to move my UV over here. So we can try to show everything that I'm doing. Make sure that everything's facing the right way, which I believe it is. Okay. So we have our UV shell here. You can see it right here. But we do need to fuse everything together. Because I'm a little worried that that is going to... Well, actually, that should be fine. Basically, we just need to make sure that all of our sides are together in ways that make sense. Looks like it is. Cool. All right, so let's start doing this then. So we're going to try to orient everything according to its connection. So we'll have one for the exterior and then one for the interior. Although no, we'll have those be the same mesh. We are going to need a different material, specifically our rooftop material, which will actually be over here. So let's see, tile, I think is what it's called. Yeah, shingle. So we're going to drag that in there. That's our rooftop texture. All right, and we will, I guess we'll go ahead and do that. So let's go ahead and say, this one has been a while. I think we want to say create materials. We're going to do a Phong shader because I don't want to really deal with physically based rendering inside of Maya. So we're going to call this one shed roof. We're going to set it to be a file for our color. And that file is going to be, what was it called? Cabin shingles. Shed roof text. All right. And we will also go ahead and apply that material to our roof faces. Okay, so we're going to I gotta remember what to do. Apply existing material, shed roof. Okay, yeah, there we go. So let's go ahead and try to get our exterior mapped up. So what we're going to do to start off, we're just going to position things. We're not actually going to try to make it look good. We're just going to sort of drag them around so that they're next to each other as expected. Okay, so this is the front. And let's see. Oops. Over here. So that's the one to the right. Let's go ahead and grab that. I'm going to position this down here. Well, actually, you know what? Before we do that, probably can move this one. So we move them at once. Which likely means that this is the one on the other side. Yep. Okay, so we're going to put you over here. And actually, I think the way we're going to treat this is this will be our texture breaking point, I guess. And I say texture breaking point, which is largely just used to describe an edge that is going to sort of be a really ugly edge because the texture might not map up there correctly. But I'll try to match it as closely as possible, and typically I'll stick that somewhere where I have a texture that can be broken, which in this case is going to be this face and this face. They're going to have a different material on them, and I'm trying to think where else would that be. Oh man, I can't believe that those faces are the only ones that will have that material. Ugh. Well, actually, I guess they're not the only ones, but we're probably going to have 3 materials for the shed. Most likely it's going to be one for the roof, one for the walls, and we'll have one for the edges here, as well as, and that material for the edges will pull double duty as probably something inside of the shed as well, so like an item, like a box or something. We'll figure that out when we get to clutter. Alright, so let's go ahead and try to orient this stuff. Let's see, our last outside face is right here. So, we're going to want to rotate to the left, drag this off, drag this guy off to the farther left, right there. Alright, so this is our outside. Looks good. As a non-native English speaker, I still find shingle a weird name. It is... I actually don't remember where it comes from. I knew it at one point. It's probably Old English for something stupid. But yes, shingle is kind of a dumb word. Okay, so now let's lay out our interior. So this is... It's going to be our back wall. And you are our far right wall, correct? Yep. So you're actually going to be here. Let's see, so you're going to be the left. And the right side is... What the heck? Oh, right. 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 Okay, yeah, we're good. So this is the... Yep. Okay, let's see here. Trying to think about how I can match these all up correctly, and I'm pretty sure I know how. So, let's see, we have a couple of more that we need to do. Although it's going to be a lot of individual faces, I suppose. So let's try to get the... Is it just going to be... No, it can't be those 4. So you have to be... Yep. Okay, so we're going to drag this over to here so that we know that that's what it is. And then these 4 faces are the pillar in the center. So we will drag them off so that they're in their own spot. You 3 are... No. What are you? You are also in the center. That's good. So you're going to go down here as well. I guess we'll also rotate you so that people, or so that I know that you're the vertical one or the horizontal one. Let's see. So you guys are position. Probably about there. Should be good. What about you? You're just one of the columns. Are any of you not columns? Nope, all of you are columns. That's good. Just going to drag these off to the right. So these are ceiling tiles from the looks of it. No, and those are the 4 columns as well. Oops. I'm just going to drag you. Columns. I'm guessing that's the top, actually. I hate working within models. Ugh. Makes it really annoying to do stuff. Let's see. So you're the roof, or the upper parts, and what are you? Really? That's incredibly awkward. So you two got separated, but you're just fine? Jeez, can't have nice things. Alright. So let's try to group these guys together. So we're going to go here, down here, and again, we're just going to broad stroke position them for now, so that we know where everything is. But we should be good. So now we know what everything is. So this is our exterior. Oops, sorry. This is our exterior. This is our interior. This, I guess we'll probably move this over here with the rest of them. These ones are our columns here. And this is our ceiling. See, funny enough, the wiki page has an article about shingles in 3 languages: English, Norwegian, and my native Dutch. Huh. Well, where does it say the word shingles comes from? Although Wikipedia might not actually tell you the origin of the word. It might just tell you when shingles started being used. Alright, so now we got to start lining things up. And actually, we're gonna do some pretty nice, quick positioning. This is gonna be a little difficult, but I think we can do it. Okay, yeah, we can. Good. I'm gonna move these guys down. I'm just gonna move you way up, and we're gonna do this. UV, and drag all these. We're gonna position upwards. Position upwards. Position upwards and position upwards. Alright, so now they should be correct. And they're going to be perfectly lined up, which is what I wanted. Although I will have to ballpark it for this. Okay, that's probably good enough. Shoop. Oh, wow, that completely missed the sides. Okay, just zoom in here. Slide this over a little bit more. There we go. Let's grab you. Slide you over a little bit more. That's probably good enough. Although I guess I'll slide this over to the left so I can get a better positioning right there. All right, so that's our outside. It's now matched up. So what I'll typically do for this workflow is we'll position everything, and by position I mean get everything to be in the correct spot, and then we'll scale everything once we have everything positioned and together. That way we can uniformly scale them so they look nice. Although the shingles guys are going to be different, so I'm actually going to separate them. Okay, so say cut UVs, grab these guys, move them up. So this is a shingle, right? Yes, okay, good. I was going to say like, did I cut the wrong thing? No! But it was correct. Grab this, go ahead and say cut UVs, go to face, move up. Again, same thing. Alright, so that's our exterior, and our shingles are now separated, which means we can scale them differently, which is what we're going to have to do anyway. Let's go ahead and real quick position switching these guys. So, although actually, you are going to be different, but you do need to be in line. So we'll go ahead and put you up here. Grab this and slide it over. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and move this down and left. Much easier times. When it highlights green like that, it makes it kind of difficult to tell when we're on the line versus over it. Alright, so that one is lined up perfectly. Now for the interior. It originally comes from the German word Schindel, meaning roof slate. Well, there we go. I guess, yeah, statistically it was either going to be Old English or German. Although I guess what's the word in Dutch for shingles? I actually don't remember what a lot of the words are in different languages. Which basically was me saying, I can't speak every language on the planet. Who knew that I was incapable of speaking every language on the planet? Let's see. Grab this. Grab that. Okay, that's positioned. Good, 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 good. Drag you over to the left. Is that Dockley? Okay. Yeah. Roof slate. Yeah, makes sense. I guess that's the tendency for English is if we didn't have a word for it predating the 1900s, then we basically took a weird corrupted version of whatever language we did have a word for it, and we just used that, hence shingle. Or oh, why am I doing it this way? I'm stupid. That's why I'm stupid. Right, this is pointless. All right, hold on. So we're just gonna do this the old-fashioned way. Move you up. Grab our UVs, and let's see. We're gonna start positioning things. Up, troop. Up. Almost. Going through there. There. And there. We go up again. And then finally up. There we go. Now we know that they're all at the correct height, so it's just a matter of positioning them left and right. Okay. Grab you. Position you to the left. Close, but not there yet with the pronunciation. Yeah. So is it? Well, yeah, and I mean that's part of the problem is anytime there's an odd pronunciation, I do have difficulty with it. Um, which is actually one of the reasons why I like Japanese so much. It is so much easier to pronounce things in Japanese. They do not have weird. The weirdest thing in Japanese that they have that's similar to odd sounds in like English or uh, Latin-based languages or even Germanic-based ones. How we tend to have a lot of weird rules like there, and there. But like if it's spelled a certain way in Japanese, that's how it's pronounced. So it's great. If you know how to spell something, you know how to pronounce it. It's wonderful. It's a wonderfully structured language. I love it. All right, so that's our exterior, and it's probably good enough. Next, we don't really need to position these too much, but oh crap! Actually, you know what? It's gonna require. No, it's fine actually. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and try to position these guys. So we're actually just gonna slide you to the left, go to our UVs, grab you, then we'll say align to the right, align to the right, align down, up and up. Okay, so that's that. Let's go ahead and grab this. I am going to go ahead and sew these UV edges together. Oh, come on, you cannot be serious. Oh, it's because those... Are you kidding me? Wait, hold on, what happened here? Really? That that's so weird. Hold on. Are, what? What in the world is going on here? How many edges do you think you have? Wait, no, that doesn't make sense. Hold on. Hold everything. Did I accidentally weld these two together? No, that wouldn't make sense. That's not possible. They should have been far enough away that, yeah. But it does. It selects them. Oh god, are there three? Oh, okay, never mind. It's because I apparently am terrible at this. So, hold on, I'm going to try to do this in a way that won't select multiple ones. There we go. So there's only one there. Why is it... God, that's super awkward. Okay. I guess we'll... Seriously. Dang it, that makes me very angry. But whatever, we'll just leave it. I won't sew them. So let's go to UV. I can just move them like that. That's fine. All right, so now we got to scale everything. Is that sh? Yeah, I don't know how to do the sh sound. Or at least I assume that's sh. But yeah, the large consonant combinations typically throw me off a lot in languages. Again, something that Japanese does not have. So another reason for me to like that language. We also like works with four consonants after each other, like angshisru. Yeah. Do the Dutch have the same tendency as the Germans to just like mash words together to make super long words? Because I know that that's a thing in German, um, but I haven't really seen that in another language. But I guess yeah, I'm not sure if other sort of Germanic languages. I assume they would have a similar concept for their stuff. Yeah, the only German I know is Der Kugelschreiber, which I believe is pen. And the only reason I know that is because it's the most amazing sounding word for pen. All right, so we're going to slide this over to here. And I think that's correct. So I'm going to go ahead and go to insert here. We're just going to slide this over. And we're just going to try to line them up a little bit. There we go. I really do feel like I should have some anime mech sounds whenever I position UVs. It would make it much more interesting. This is a fun word. Hoten. Yeah, I don't even know. I also feel like it's probably pronounced Hotten instead of Hoten. And what does that word mean? All right, so let's go ahead and move you down here. Oh, and you know what? I probably need to separate you two, actually. So let's go up to edge, grab you, we're going to cut UVs, grab this face. We're going to position these two down here together. Okay, we're going to move you guys over here. Ugh. Actually, no, it should be fine. Yeah, we should be able to use that. Okay, so you are our interior. Again, we don't really care. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and grab all of my faces that are going to use the log texture, and we're going to scale them up. So first things first, we're going to set this to a discrete scale of 1. going to try to position this so that everything looks correct. Pretty sure, though, we're going to have to scale it down. Yep. All right. Let's go to scaling again. Turn off discrete scale. Go down a little bit farther. Okay, about there is what I wanted. That is actually not bad. All right. So can we clip into the ground? Bet we can smooth that. Oh, nope, I can't really go up, can I? Let's say, because I could like try to slide it up, but I kind of need it to be like that. So we'll just have to live with the bottom parts kind of jutting into the ground a little bit. I don't like it being that low, but it's not really that bad, so yeah, that should be fine. All right. Oh wow, that almost worked perfectly. So that's just, for this one, we're just going to move it up a little bit, I think. Yeah, there we go. Just try to center the log message a little bit. Everything else should be pretty much on point. Yeah, that worked out beautifully. Beautiful. Now we need to, oops, now we need to line up our logs inside here. And looks like we gotta flip these UVs. That's interesting. They're backwards. Okay. See, exhibition for tense for. So is it Hottentotten or it can't be Hotentoten? That sounds stupid, and that sounds very much like an American way to say it. So it can't be correct. Which is a name given to a group of people from South Africa. Huh. Well, okay then. Yeah, we don't really have compound words like that in English, but we have wordplay, but it's usually more on the individual meanings of different words. Well, actually, oh no, that's correct. Okay, it'd be individual meanings of the same word, but with different meanings. Which is, I don't know if you've ever heard it. There's a popular joke phrase in English, which is buffalo, 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 buffalo. And I think there actually might be a few more buffaloes in there, and it's technically correct because there is a bunch of different words for buffalo, or a bunch of different meanings for the word buffalo. So one means, there's like Buffalo, the location, Buffalo, New York, Buffalo as in to buffalo someone, and then like just buffalo as an adjective and an adverb. I don't remember. It's kind of silly. I guess English is more focused on like weird wordplay, which is also typically why you get puns and palindromes a lot in English. Okay, so you guys, I don't remember how to do this. Flip, 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 flip. There is a way. I knew it. There we go. But I do actually want it to be the other way, don't I? So let me grab this. Okay. So I want the log to be legible whenever you look up, which means that the bottom part of the log needs to be facing downwards. So it's a little hard to see here. But whenever you look up now, you'll always be able to have at least one side be legible, no matter what direction you're looking at it. And it will be the side that's tilted towards you. Okay, so is that positioned correctly? No, they need to be slid down a little bit, I think. So probably something like that. Uh-oh. They're not moving in unison like I would expect, which is a little annoying. Crud, you've got to be kidding me. Flip you and you. Are you... God, seriously? Okay, let's see, maybe I need to flip it in the vertical then. And in the horizontal? Apparently I did. Alright, let's see. Yeah, so this was something I was a little worried about, getting that center piece there. So I think we're going to actually have to do this. So I'm going to go to edge here. Let's go ahead and cut that. Okay, so now I can move that side independent of this side. So let's go ahead and do that. Are they? Oh, dang it. Oh, no, they're not. Good. Okay. So we're going to move you to there probably. All right. Just kind of looking at this, making sure that everything looks right. And yeah, I'm not sure how to get around that. That is quite an ugly. Ah, I also just realized that I need to have a hole here. Whoopsie. Oh, you know what? Nope, I can get around that. That is... I'm going to solve that just by introducing some ventilation, I think. Not sure if this is going to work well, but... Actually, hold on. Let me look at my research images here. I thought there was a thing where, yeah, there's like an overhang that we can do. Yeah, I think we can get away with that. Let's come up here. If I delete those faces, that doesn't really make sense though. Ah, crud. So a thing like that in Dutch, but we have the possibility to mash as many words as we can think together, so long as it makes sense. Not a sense which is easy to read with punctuation, but you are allowed to leave that out. James, while John had a better effect on the teacher. Good God. That is a little bit crazy. All right. I'm not super happy with this. But I also am not entirely sure what we're going to do differently. Although I do know that we can straighten these guys out at the very least. So let's go ahead and do that. Okay. To start off, really, the top is correct. That's almost correct. Go to edge here. Grab these guys. We're going to cut these UVs so that we can rotate these. Well, actually, let's just go ahead and rotate them in place. And for these guys, it doesn't really matter that much. But for everyone else, geez, I really wish I could make the freaking roof a separate mesh. It's driving me nuts. But I can't do that, because if I do that, I'll get errors inside of Unity. Well, not actual errors, but incorrect calculations on Unity's part. So, hooray, all of my meshes need to be one mesh now instead of sub-meshes. Yay. Alright, let's go ahead and just start flipping these things. I'm going to grab this, we're going to rotate it. Let's try to position it. So these should be basically spaced perfectly to be one log length wide. Although, why you are snapping so much. Okay, there we go. So let's go ahead and... You know what, I'm actually going to just position them in the same spot. Oh, frag. Alright, yeah, we can do that. And let's go ahead and snap them down. And you will snap down. Then all of y'all will snap down. Alright, so now we can just drag this up, and it should be correct. Although for some reason they are facing different ways. We're going to have them going up. So we're going to flip you. Log. Okay, so you're correct, but you are not. So we're going to flip you. There we go. So now the log is always going up, which draws your eye upwards. No particular reason for that, but that's typically what I would want a vertical structure to do. So we're going to have you go to there, make sure that it's correct. Oh, it would have been so nice if it was perfectly aligned, but it's not. Such a shame. We're going to have to deal with that. Well, I mean, not really. We can't really do anything about it, but that makes me sad. although it probably actually means that I'm going to do this, which is more important. I can try to get rid of it as much as possible, but that's probably going to be a thing. I wonder if I could hang something from there. James, while John had a better effect on the t-shirt. Jeez. Not a big fan of those types of wordplay. Those tend to drive me nuts. Just because it's more confusing to try and actually decipher it. Okay, so let's see. All of you guys need to be facing the different way. We're going to bump you up. Bump up. Bump up. Alright. And let's just go ahead and let's see, what about you? We'll rotate both of them at once. And from here, I want the log to actually radiate outwards to the walls, which means that our log is going to have the L basically, so this one's correct. So it's going to be in like a clockwise formation, basically. So you need to, oh, actually you're correct. You are not. So this guy needs to rotate, as do you. Okay. So now you can see that they're all stretching outwards towards the walls. Let's try and position these guys so that they're oriented correctly, and then we'll merge them all down. That's a little annoying. On this one, it's going to have to be like that. I wonder. Actually, you know what? That might. No, I can't get away from it. So it's gonna be like that no matter what I do. Boo, 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 boo. That sucks. All right. So you're correct. You're correct. You are also correct, as are you. Okay. And our ceiling one, we don't really care too much about, but might as well have it be semi-correct, I suppose. So let's go ahead and move you to there. Zoom in a little bit, give us some more room. All right, and now you need to move down or up. Either one works, honestly. All right, trying to position this, make sure that's all correct. Something like that. Looks good. Okay. Now, to finish this up, get you guys moving in. Where are you? There you are. Let's move you down to there, roughly. And let's see, where are our other sides? There we are. Move you up to there. Side. Wow, we will get there eventually. All right. My intrusive list is done. Now I'm going to try to figure out associative containers, like I said in the map. All right, moving along. Move this up. So when you say set, are you talking like get set statements there? Or are you talking about a different type of allocation? We're going to move this up. I guess if yours is an extension, well, I assume you're doing C++, which would mean you don't really do getters. But I guess there's no reason why you couldn't write your own. Move this up a little bit. Okay, almost done. I promise. Okay, I'm going to rotate you one more time. Move you up. That's good. Face here. Let's see. It's correct orientation. We just need to position it. We have to position it down the other way, don't we? Yep. And now we have the other side, which is not at all difficult to do. Because why would it be? Okay, that's good. Da-da-da-da-da. Go ahead and grab that. Move you down. Okay, I'm going to grab you. Position. It's about right there. Okay, last one. About right there. Sweet. Actually, you know what? Before we call it a day, I do need to try and position them so that they make sense. So let's go ahead and grab you. That's probably good enough. So let's go ahead and, if I could, if it would work with me, I'm going to slide these to the left here. So right about there is where they come out. All right. Same thing roughly. I'm just going to drag it off to the left, I guess. Try to line it up. Right about there. Jeez, this is, oh crap. This is very annoying. Grab this face. Let's see. It's also upside down, which makes it super difficult to actually tell what I'm doing. Alright, so we're going to do something like that, I think. Well, actually, no. We'll do that. Trying to basically line up the text so that it looks semi-presentable. Oh, that could be interesting. Ooh, let's try that, actually. Okay, so we're going to try to line these up, because they should be lined up anyway. So basically like that. Ooh, that actually works really well. Okay, so then we can have them branch off. Oh, yes, that is good. Aha! I love it when things come together. Alright, let's go ahead and move this. Let's see, we need to position this down a little bit, though, which is not great. It's about there. That's pretty good. We're going to do the same thing. Oh, we already did that one. We're going to do that over here. Let's go ahead and zoom in. Go out. Oh man, this cannot be. Yeah. Boo. Boo. Boo, I say. I mean, I scaled them, but why are you so differently sized? Jeez. Makes it kind of awkward. I guess we'll do that. So it's going to be a little bit off-center, but it should work overall. Okay. Let's go ahead and slide you over to the right here. Slide you down just a little bit. Just a smidgen. Right about there. Sweet. That worked out pretty well. Slide it off to the right a little bit. Cool. Ooh, we might actually be pretty good. Hold on. Sorry. Kind of getting excited again, trying to basically iron out all of the bad edges. Let's see, sorted set. Oh, okay. So set is in a set, not set as in two set. Yeah, I've never actually done sorted set stuff. There's a lot of C# functionality that I really need to dig into. Usually it's the weird cases. Let's see. So we're going to slide this over to the left there. And wow, that almost perfectly lined up, actually. So tell me it's perfect. Oh, it's almost. We might be able to do this. It's going to be really close. It's probably not going to work like I hope it will. let's try to slide you over. So I go there for you. Can I slide you over? Don't have a lot of room. It's not looking good. Well, I mean, I could do that. That's actually not that bad. Cool. So I can basically make my pillar in here have all of its textures line up in such a way that they eliminate the bad spelling of things, or the clipping, basically. Ah, that is just so perfect. Okay, let's try this. There we go. Again, it's close, but not quite right. So I'd have to slide you over all the way. Let's select you. Put you like there. Does that work? Doesn't look good, but it's better than not matching up at all. Okay. Let's see. So log, let's slide you over to about there. We'll slide both of you over until you're gone, essentially. Trying to make this look right. Not bad, not bad at all, if I do say so myself. Okay, and finally, you go to like right about there, mixed with you. Let's go ahead and get you. Okay, so we're going to need to slide you over just a smidgen more. Cool. So it should actually look fairly decent. Now we can move on to shingles. Go ahead and save that. Okay, also going to have to learn to push more to my repo. Yeah. What do you use for your version control stuff? Because I have used a few. Although I still have yet to use SVN or was it Tortoise? Or Turtle. I want to say it was Tortoise. I also haven't really used Perforce. I've looked at it, but I haven't really done anything with it. Go ahead and grab these guys. Alright, so this is our roof. Just go ahead and grab them. And we're just going to scale up by a factor of 1. I guess this one is going to be a little bit more awkward. I kind of need to... It's not entirely incorrect from the looks of things. I mean, I think it's... So it looks like it's about half the size of a log. Which is... Yeah, that's about right. Okay. Well, then that's that. That's the shingles. Nice and easy. I guess again I should excuse me. Should probably position them a little bit better. Go ahead and slide you guys off on your own again. Fortunately, I don't really have to match them up super well, just because you're never going to see an aerial view of the shingle section. Like, it's impossible for you to see this. Not that it matters, because it lined up perfectly, apparently. Ah, dang it. One of the few times where it's perfect, and it's like, no, no one will ever see it. Well, these things happen, I suppose. Alright, so that's the shingles and the wall on the exterior and the interior. Okay. So, although I kind of feel like I should make this a different color. It's not great. Source tree with GitLab for my repo. Okay. Is there any particular reason why you chose them? I mean, source tree is kind of the ubiquitous repo GUI, or source control GUI. But why GitLab? Okay, do I need to do anything else? Oh, you. You need to be flipped. Ooh. Can I? Oh, yeah. Awesome. It will also work really well. Yes. I love it. It just worked almost perfectly. It's amazing. I love it. All right. Let's see. That's probably fine. Let's go ahead and let's close you. I'm going to go ahead and grab all this. Let's go ahead and save first off. And actually, we're going to save an increment. Increment save. Fine. Now we will increment and save. I always hated that you can't increment and save if you don't have changes. It won't just say like, okay. GitLab free 10 gigabyte repos, and you can practically have unlimited repos like that. That's fair. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and go polygons, copy into new UV set. This is our light map set, so we're going to. No, here's where it gets dangerous. Yeah, it's not great. Okay, so we're gonna have to sew these guys together. Which I don't actually know what it's going to do, but we'll see. All right, so now I can lay everything out, which I guess is just going to be there. Okay. So with this layout, I'm a little worried about you. Actually, no, before I do that, let me highlight them all again. Let's go to our layout. Make sure that's using 0.4. Okay, good. 0.4 spacing, we'll close that. So we should have good, what the heck? Really? You're teeny tiny. Why are you teeny tiny? Oh, right, because they're not scaled. That's fine for now. We're going to go ahead and save this out and pull it into Unity just to see what it looks like, make sure everything looks nice. And then we'll. I'm worried about you. Kind of getting some weird darkening going on here. Makes things odd. Anyway, so we're going to export this, bring it into Unity, and then we'll see what it looks like to make sure everything's correct, essentially. And then we'll move on to the door, I guess. I think we're going to avoid textures today. It's going to be a modeling day. So unlike GitHub, you don't need to pay for a private repo. Yeah, that's the big thing for these services is you want ones that give you private repos. I actually found out within the past week that Amazon has a code, like a source control service that it does. It's really weird, and I have no idea how they make money off of it because it's free and your repo sizes are massive. I don't remember if you have unlimited repo size or just like 50 gigabytes, which is practically unlimited for a video game. I mean, unless you're a large AAA team, but for independent games, it's unlikely you're going to hit 50 for your project itself. All right, so let's go ahead and close this. I think we're correct here. So let's go ahead and we're going to just go to object mode, save, file, export selection, and we're just going to call it planes shed. Export selection. Let's go back to Unity here. And we'll go ahead and go to the actual planes level. Go to overworld, planes. I might as well save. In the far future, it will be open source, but for now, it's private. Yeah, well, I mean, that makes sense. Um, no need to have something be open source if it's not finished or in a semi-finished state. So shed, planes, overworld, planes, create, folder, shed. Go ahead and say show and explorer. Grab that. Source images, which we will now move over to scenes. Planes shed, drag that in, and boom. Oh god, it's so plain when it doesn't have any textures. Although that's interesting. I think the global illumination for the level shows up in the mesh window. Because look, you can see the green from the grass. That's really funny. Huh. Yeah, this is what I'm a little worried about. I might have to... Oh, you know what it is? I bet I didn't handle my normals properly. Ah, damn it! I knew it! Sorry for the swear, but I knew it. I knew that these faces were wrong. Great. Well, at the very least, we can see what else is incorrect. So let's go ahead and drag this into the scene. F here. And it's teeny tiny, because I need to scale this. So let's see, scale factor is, I believe, 100 for this. Use file scale. Mesh compression off. Generate colliders. Import blend shapes. Keep quads. Weld vertices. All that stuff should be fine. Let's go ahead and hit apply. Where'd you go? It's... What? It's in the same spot. God. Oh, I know why. Because I did not zero out its transform value. That's why. Oh well, that's fine for now, I guess. So that's super awkward. Let's go to our materials. Go down here, log wall, and cabin shingles for the other one. Okay, so yeah, the normals are just borked on that thing. But we can at least see what it looks like. Let's take a look at this. Gonna go get a quick night snack. Alright, well, I will be here. So, enjoy the snack. I will be bashing my head against a log cabin that doesn't like me. Although, oh wait, is that... Oh, right, I was like, it's culling for some weird reason. It's like, no, I'm just walking through the walls. Okay, let's add the components to that real quick. So, plane shed... Component, physics, mesh collider. Okay. Go ahead and take a look at that. And we're also going to turn on the lantern, which is perfectly positioned, by the way. That was unintentional, but I'm very happy that it did it. I'm going to turn on the lamp just to see what it looks like inside. I'm happy with this, but I feel like I need some sort of overhang on my cabin and shed. They... like just too perfectly line up with the shingles. Doesn't feel real. Take, hold, and light lamp. So we can at least see what this looks like when there's a real-time light on it. Not bad. Fine. Yeah, you can see that this is kind of like, they're almost not the same mesh, just because there's a light map separation happening there. Everything else looks pretty good. I'm pretty happy with how that turned out, actually. Which I guess means I can actually raise those a little bit if I wanted to. Not that it really matters. So yeah, I mean it works pretty well. It's hard to tell how dark it's going to appear exactly without baking the light map. Um, just because we won't actually get shadows or dark areas until we do something like that. But again, we're not going to do something like that on the stream, obviously, because that would consume my CPU. God, I'm just super angry that these guys are reversed. Just so angry. But everything else looks pretty much correct. And that's the edge I was talking about, not matching up. And I don't actually feel too bad about it, because it's basically that's the only edge that won't match up perfectly. So if we look at the other ones, you'll see that they line up. And since it's such a small area, I think it's less likely to be noticed. And if I always, if I feel too strongly about it, I could always find some way to make it less jarring, I guess. Something that I was considering for getting light in here was basically removing the quads here and here, where my cursor is in the center of the screen, on both sides, as kind of like a way to let light in when you don't have a light. Because the main thing I'm concerned about here is the darkness mechanic has to be consistent, which means that if you came in here, let's go ahead and say turn off lamp. We turned off our lamp, we came in here, and we actually had darkness set up. I'm willing to bet that this area is going to be super dark. And it needs to not be super dark. Because when it's super dark, I need to make sure that you get eaten if you don't have a light. But irony of ironies, the shed is where you get the lantern. I mean, I could just have it like here. Well, no, it needs to probably be here. So it'll probably be hanging on the wall as soon as you open up the door, which is again going to be one of those large wooden hanging doors that slides off to the side. And once that's open, you'll be able to walk in here, and there should be enough light. I'm hoping that the shadows that'll get baked will let it work like that. If not, I'm going to have to find a better solution. Like I actually would have to have those openings, or even something like a semi-broken down wall, which probably actually wouldn't look too bad if I had some sort of like dilapidated wall thing going on here. But it's hard to say, because that also, it gets really, really hard to do damage in terms of textures. Like out of everything that I have to texture, I hate doing damaged walls the most, or other things that are damaged. The first shed looks really terrible because it had a damaged hole in it, and it's difficult to make damaged areas in buildings look good with this aesthetic. It's hard to make it legible to say what it is. So I'd like to avoid that if at all possible, but it might not be. It might not be possible. I don't know. I guess I could always just put a window in here too. That probably wouldn't actually hurt even now. I bet that would actually be a good idea. Just to have like a... I could probably put it on... Nah, it's probably just fine on this side. Just something to get the light coming in. Do I like the positioning too? I'm going to take a look at what it looks like from a distance. It's going to be kind of hard to tell because of that nasty UV setup. But let's take a look at it from the cabin. It's kind of inconspicuous, but it's also hard to tell what it will really look like because again we don't have light maps baked on it, so we're using the real-time approximation light maps for this. Let's see. I think Amazon earns money with their repo system. Well, so they earn money with their repo system, but the free tier is free for up to 5 people, and it's after that point it's like $1 per person or something like that. But either way, I mean it's insanely cheap. and I guess I haven't tested it personally, but we've been messing around with it at work recently, trying to do a bunch of weird Git syncing. Um, so, so this is about what I'm expecting it to look like in terms of material and everything. So I'm not expecting it to be super dark over there, but we do still need to have a light source. So I think we're going to add a window. Yeah, we'll do that. We'll add a window. So let's go back to Maya. Over here. I guess, let me look at my... let's also see if I have any... Just drag the main Google search over here. Hopefully nothing terrible comes up. Because who knows when you search images on Google. Let's see. I mean, we could do something like that, basically. And this is what I was talking about, by the way. Try to do a view image. I doubt we'll get a particularly good view, but yeah. So this door opens up side to side. Maybe. It might be a hinge door. It's hard to tell here. I want to say that it's a sliding door, but that's a sliding door, definitely. You can see it has a rail above it. That's what I was going for. Yeah, so I'm actually definitely going to need an overhang, aren't I? Because you can't really have a sliding door without an overhang. Okay. I guess I could have it slide into the wall here. That actually wouldn't be too bad of an idea. So the door, instead of being on the outside, would just be hanging from in here. That's fine. Well, that makes sense. Okay, so let's go ahead and try to harden these edges, I guess. So I think we want to go to, let's see, edit mesh. It's been a while. Surfaces, curves. It's somewhere around here. There's a harden and soften edges, and I can never remember where it is. Curves. Here we are. So we want to, let's go ahead and harden edges. We're still getting some oddities there. Let's go into object mode. I'm going to open up my UV editor. Why are you behaving so strangely? Edge. Grab that. It's one edge, but it's you can see in the lighting. It's a little tricky to see, but it's breaking at that point, and I don't exactly know why. Vertex. Only one. How about you? Only one. But why are you being so weird? Right, well, either way, we're going to go ahead and fix these guys, I guess. Okay, so I think I just need to reverse these normals. So we're going to go to mesh, reverse, there we are. That works, a lot better. Okay, free version, unlimited repos, 50 gigabyte storage, and 100,000, 10,000 requests per month. But I think 10 gigabytes is good enough for code, plus my engine is done in there. Each has their own projects, so technically it's still multiple repos. Yeah, and I'm not saying that you should use the Amazon one. I'm just saying that that happens to be one that I've been messing with recently. And it's sort of okay, but it does crap itself if you try to commit large files over 2 gigabytes at a time. So it's probably better to switch over to it. Well, no, I'm not saying, again, don't switch over, but it's probably best to implement it early. Because I've been trying to do stuff like syncing a Git repo to it all day, actually, today at work, and it just kept crashing. Well, not crashing, but failing after an hour. Because, of course, it has to take an hour before it tells you that it was going to fail. Okay. So, jeez, what the heck? What is wrong with you? I remember how to do this. I've run into this problem before, and I can never remember how to fix it. Besides just extruding, honestly. which I'd rather not do that, but I might have to. No, 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 no. Let me think. Bah! Maybe I have to do this. Mesh tools. Okay, well that almost worked. Give me a second. We're gonna average these all together. So at least now they're gray on the correct spots. So I'm gonna leave that. I'm gonna chalk that up as a win. We're also gonna go ahead and harden them while we're at it. There we go. So you can see the shadow now actually creeps across them as expected. It's not stopping awkwardly at this edge here. But yeah, I was actually just surprised to hear that Amazon had a code repo thing. I guess it makes sense. They have a lot of weird services on their AWS stuff, but it was just unexpected and awkward. Um, okay, so you're good, you're good, you're good. All of that should be fixed. Let's go ahead and model our door now. This is going to be a very interesting door, actually. So we're going to go ahead and make a cube. Oh, and actually, you know what? Before we do that, I'm going to select my object here. You can see that our position is way over there, and I'm just going to go ahead and say modify freeze transformations. Oh, and before I do that, well, I guess after I do that, I should also move its pivot. There we go. Oh, don't do that. Why you gotta be like that? Great. Alright, I'm gonna do the rotation stuff then. Let's see, axis orientation. Do -90. Really? Okay. There we go. There we go. That's what I wanted. Okay. So now our pivot is centered. It should all be correct. And now when we want to move things, you can see that it's going to be actually put there on the corner. So now it'll be easier to position this object. All right, on to the door. Now let's go ahead and create a cube. I'm going to call it Plains Shed Door. All right, let's go ahead and move it over here. All right, so we're looking at, well, first let's go ahead and try to roughly position it. And we'll change its dimensions. So its depth is, I'm guessing, going to be 0.25. That's probably fine. Its width and height will be a square-ish, I think. Probably a little bit more rectangular. Either way. Height is 4. Might be 4.4. Yeah, I think it's going to be like 4.4. Do a height of 2.2. Yep, that's correct. So the base box shape here is 5 by 5 by 10, I believe. So 5 tall, 5 deep, and 10 wide. So, and it's 0.6 for our log sizes. So 4.4 is correct there. All right. Go back here. Our width is going to be 4. Not entirely sure about this one. Yeah. We might actually leave it open so there's a little bit of extra space on the sides. Well, because I mean, if you've ever handled one of these doors, they don't perfectly fit. Like they're not totally snug. There's usually a little bit of space on the sides. So I might keep that in there just because I kind of like that as a concept. So yeah, that's probably fine. That's probably fine. Okay, so let's go ahead and we will position you at the correct spot though, which is going to be the x negative 3.5, and the z is, let's see, 7.5. Is that good? That's fine. All right. So let's go ahead and save that. Okay. So next would be the texturing, but we don't actually need to do that. Well, we're not doing that. Not that we don't need to, but we can do animations, which will start at 60 frames. Let's see. We're going to go up to 125 frames total. Let's go ahead and come here. All right. So we're going to go ahead and, if I can remember how to do this, because it's been a while. There we go. Keep that position. And actually, you know what? Control Z this. Let's see. Where do I want to? Do I want to have the pivot be there? No, probably not. Okay. Crud. I'm trying to think about how we're going to handle this animation. That should be fine, but it probably will cause problems for me. Yeah, it's fine. All right, let's go ahead and keyframe that, and we'll keyframe another one at 3. All right, then we're going to go up to 63, so 60 frames, and let's go ahead and set our X position to 3.5. So there's a little bit of give. It's not fully behind the door or the wall there. It is going to be slightly extruding from it. But that's fine. We'll go ahead and save that. Then we'll move 2 more frames. Save that. And we'll move all the way down to 125, which will be what position? It will be negative 7.35. 7.35. Let's go ahead and keyframe that. All right. So we have our keyframe for this animation. Let's go ahead and play it. I don't think it has any easing by default, which is fine. Okay, let's go ahead and save that. And then we'll go to animation layout. Oh, wait, hold on. I gotta remember how to do the curves. I guess I don't need to. I can do that inside of Unity, can't I? All right. So we have our open and close animations for when we open this. It looks fine. It's a little linear right now, but we'll add curves in Unity. Okay, let's go ahead and go down here. Do I want to change its size? Again, I don't want it to be exactly on the ground, so I think I'm actually going to change its height to 4.2. God, really? Okay, fine, 4.3. So we're also going to have a rail up here. At least that's what I'll call it. I don't actually know what the correct term is. I might have to look that up. Yay, finding out names of things that I don't know the names of. And therefore it makes it very difficult to search for. Because we need a rail for the door to actually slide along. It doesn't make sense for it to just, somehow move without falling out. So we need something like that. That rail there. But we'll worry about that later. I think that's probably fine. Do I want to have something? I'll keep the bottom face just because it's not going to be clipping into the ground necessarily. I probably don't need some of the faces. No, I do because I have space on the sides. So, all right. We might actually call that a night then. It's been about 2 hours, and the next couple of steps kind of need me to texture it, and that would be a thing that lasts longer than an hour. So it would be very difficult to string it or to stream it. And I'd prefer not to start streaming the development of the texture than stop halfway through. So that's a pretty good place to stop for the night. I know it was an art heavy day, and I am admittedly very embarrassed that it took me 2 hours to do this. It really should not have. It should have. It should have been so much faster. But hopefully I'll get back into the swing of things, doing actual modeling in Maya, and then it won't take me nearly as long the next time I actually have to do this stuff. All right, so announcements. Nothing major. So we should be back on Thursday doing our regular dev stream, and hopefully by that time I'll have finished this up so we can move on to the actual puzzle for unlocking this door and getting in and grabbing the lantern, and then we'll figure out what else we want to do for the plains level, because there are a couple of things that we need to refine. So, all right, that's a pretty good place to stop for the night. So, as always, I want to thank you all very much for watching. Thank you, Jill Mega, for sticking with me this entire time, actually. And good luck on your engine. So, thank you all very much for watching, and I will see you all next time.